Right now, I'm filming with the YoloCam S7, and I've already put together a comprehensive review on this camera, but I want to take it one step further and talk about the actual value of a camera like this. Because a lot of people, when they saw that review, thought, okay, looks cool, seems a little bit overpriced. And I really wanted to break that down and figure out, is it overpriced? Because it's not cheap by any means. This isn't a $100 web camera. It is a little bit of an investment when it comes to a camera, not as much as some might spend on photography or hybrids, but everyone's got their price point where they say, that's a little bit too much for me. But I think there are some very unique things about this camera that make it special and kind of one of a kind. So let's talk about that $800 value for this camera, because I actually bought a second one. That's how valuable it is to me. But granted, my needs are kind of unique, but maybe you share a similar need or desire for your particular setup. For me, the value comes down to three things: micro four thirds with good autofocus, having HDMI and USB-C video, as well as intuitive software control. Let's break those down and see where they stack up. First, when we're talking about autofocus, the S7 has actually good autofocus for a micro four thirds camera. Now, micro four thirds for the longest time struggled with autofocus. We had the Lumix depth from defocus systems, and people struggled for years trying to optimize and perfect it, but it was never quite there. It's only recently that we've gotten micro four thirds cameras with phase detect, proper face tracking, human subject detection, good reliable autofocus. But those Lumix cameras are kind of still upwards of $1,000. So when I'm looking at $800 for micro four thirds, I can use any of the micro four third lenses that I like that are small, lightweight, compact, and affordable, because chances are you might already have some, sitting in a closet somewhere. With good face tracking means I can pick exactly the lens I want for the setup and have good, reliable autofocus at a cheaper price point than I could really get any other way on micro four thirds. There's older micro four third cameras that are cheaper, but they don't have reliable autofocus, so it's kind of a loss for a studio setup. With the YoloCam S7, it's time of flight LiDAR autofocusing is what makes the magic happen. And so, it does a good job finding my face. And also, if you're like holding stuff up, doing object detection, continuous autofocus, it does a good job with that as well. So that's the one reason I really like these cameras. But beyond that, because it's one thing to have good autofocus, sure, fine. But to be able to output HDMI and USB video at the same time, I can send video to two complete different destinations at the same time from one camera. That's really powerful for a studio setup because it's plug and play USB, so I can just plug it right into a computer without a capture card, no extra accessories or anything like that. And I can run this camera, HDMI 4K, to a YoloBox Extreme for recording, which is what you're seeing. But at the same time, I can send that video signal to a computer and do Skype calls, Zoom calls, Teams meetings, Google Meets, whatever software you're using, OBS for live streaming, whatever. You can send the exact same video signal somewhere else, and you're not in a situation where you have to loop and pass through and send video back and then deal with feedback or delays or it's kind of a nightmare anytime you're trying to run, one single video feed to multiple places. Usually it's best to split your video up into two routes, and then you get that benefit right with the camera, having USB plug and play and HDMI. It's all the benefits you would want in both ways. And I don't have to have multiple cameras. I don't have to have like a USB webcam and then like a hybrid mirrorless camera. It just all works, and it's very, very nice and very intuitive and easy to use for my particular setup where I need to record a feed, but oftentimes need to send a feed as well if there's any kind of virtual guest, where I want to send them a clean feed of what I'm doing as well. Much easier to do that from the camera because that's what I want to send versus trying to send it from the board. You can kind of do it, but then you're like patching audio strangely. It's kind of a lot to go into and hard to explain, but I've tried it both ways, and it definitely works best just to have it straight from the camera to two different destinations. So I really like that. And then as far as software control, some people might look at this as a negative. They want the buttons and the screen and all the physical stuff, but this camera is so far out of reach, like I couldn't possibly get to it by hand. But with a keyboard and a mouse, it's a few button clicks away on the computer. So that USB video feed, yes, it's video for the webcam, but I also get camera control via the YoloLive Compose app, which is super nice. I can be over here kind of in a remote spot out of reach of the camera and still have full control over aperture and white balance, my exposure, my focus, all of it I can control with a mouse and keyboard. And I really like that because I no longer have to like run around to the back of the camera, check my settings, go into the menu or anything like that, or like try and get it paired wirelessly with my phone, via the camera app or whatever goofy solution I've done in the past. There's plenty of ways you can do it, but once you find a way that works, it's kind of like, oh, this is the way I want to do it. And this is what I really like. Having the computer right here in front of me, I can do all my software controls of the camera, changing all those things. If you want to see how any of that works, again, go watch the full review of this camera. I put one together. I highly recommend it. It's a great camera, and you really should know all the ins and outs and what it's capable of doing, because any one person using any device is probably just scratching the surface. I'm using this camera for how I would like to use it, but when you understand the full benefits, maybe you'll find a completely different use case that applies to you. So in conclusion, I would say there's immense value for the YoloCam S7. Maybe it's not there for everybody. If you need a camera for photography, it's not the YoloCam S7. If you need a camera for run and gun video production, it's not the YoloCam S7. But nowadays, a lot of people are producing content from their bedroom, from their home office. They're streaming, they're recording YouTube videos or whatever it is. If you want that kind of dedicated studio camera in your home that gives you great lens selection, gives you good autofocus, an affordable price point for micro four thirds, it gives you HDMI and USB video, and you have full software control, I really can't think of anything else quite like it. You might be able to cobble it together with other camera parts and pieces, but then you're end up spending even more money to make it kind of work. I don't know. For me, once I started using the YoloCam S7, I fell in love with it because, yeah, it's not an obvious like, oh, I could really benefit from that. Yes, I have cameras I can adapt, hybrid cameras that I can make work in a studio environment, and I have done that in the past. But once you buy something that's like the right tool for the job, you go, oh, yeah, I should have been doing this the whole time, except it didn't exist until relatively recently. So I really like the YoloCam S7. I think it's a worthwhile investment if you need this type of camera to do this particular task. Again, it's not for photography. It's not for run and gun video. It's for fixed, dedicated studio podcasting, streaming, YouTubing, home studio type stuff. I think it's perfectly suited for that, to the point where I got a second one because I was like, I really like how this one works, and I kind of want them to all be in sync, have those benefits across the entire space. So having more than one is certainly ideal, and could be a future where I even get more, just because I do find them that impressive for filling this particular need in this role. 4K, micro four thirds, good autofocus, HDMI, USB, like you get it at this point. If you don't, then yeah, you don't have to buy it. But I will put a link in the description to it so you can find it over on Amazon or wherever you like to shop. Because if you're in the market for a studio camera, really, I don't think there's any downside, honestly. It does everything I needed to do anyway, and I'm very, very happy with it.